not be surprised. Does this exist anyway? Yes, I'm here to let you know it does. I have Madam Sanyu Doris. Good morning. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you, West Nile TV.
All right. I also have Mr. Asimwe Anthen. He is an actor, a director, and also a film writer as well. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much, moderator, and thank you, West Nile. Good morning.
And you're also a journalist?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. And I think I have a fellow journalist here on the set. And she is a film writer, a director, a producer, and she is also the CEO, the ED, yes, of West Nile Filmmakers Association. Yes, okay. So I want you to take us through this. What is West Nile Filmmakers Association all about? Somebody is actually surprised that the group of people in West Nile region who make film, who make movies. Please, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much. West Nile Filmmakers Association was formed during the COVID era,
yeah,
by a team of us who started doing film at individual level.
Okay.
It's an acronym called WENIFIMA, which means
WENIFIMA.
WENIFIMA. Yeah, when you see WENIFIMA anywhere, just know it means West Nile Filmmakers Association. This association is a member-led organization. It was formed so that a group of filmmakers could come together to make it relevant for film to succeed in this region. You know, standing alone as a small entity, as a small producing company, you cannot make it in the film industry. So we felt it was necessary for us to come together so that our impact could be felt.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was the main reason we formed an association.
The members that form the WENIFIMA you're talking about here, where do they come from?
Well, all the production studios that are under WENIFIMA are actually members of West Nile. They're West Nilers, the people within West Nile, but they're also West Nilers that are doing film in the diaspora, let's say some other parts of the country, like Kiriadongo. We have members who are in Kampala.
But people outside of West Nile, you call them from the diaspora.
Okay.
Interesting.
They're West Nilers,
okay,
but
yes,
operating from the diaspora.
Okay, okay, yes, okay. All right. Now, do we have active filmmakers in the region? Maybe I want Asimwe to be able to answer that for us. Do we have a group of people who are actually actively making film as we talk?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity once again. When you look at West Nile, I think we have always had a problem of understanding how the art works. Yes, we have had people making up movies here and there, but why they are not recognized is because we have never thought of doing what our president came up with, forming an association. Because if you look at established industries, it is through these associations that they get visibility. So we have had film industries making a lot of projects. Right now, if you make a research and move around West Nile, you find that there's so many projects that are lying in bedrooms, so many projects that are like in people's laptops, and they cannot get exposed. And that's why the presence is not felt, but they are there. Yeah. We have so many of them that are active in the filmmaking. They only need to understand the art, and through this association, I believe, we can bring out that clearly.
Okay. Do we make money out of, you said the number of people who are actually doing this already in West Nile region, are they making money out of it? Or it is still a raw industry that so many, you know, would-be customers have not thought of investing into?
Yeah, right now filming in West Nile has not yet like sold out that much because people have not embraced it. They have not looked at it as an avenue for income generation, and even the makers of the films are not so skilled in how they can make how they can make money out of these movies. Otherwise, if that skill was there, then by now people would be earning from filming. So for now, I think it has not yet gained that commercial aspect, but people are just making now for passion, just because they have treated it lightly and they think it is something that you can just do for maybe fun and maybe you give entertainment, watch with your friends as such. So it has not begun paying off now.
All right.
Maybe President Sanyu. On what he has said, it is true that the film industry has not started generating income as it is supposed to, but in another aspect of film, you know, film is wide. So there is corporate films, there is documentary. So for now, the people who are making some money are actually those that are hired to do documentary for NGOs and CBOs or some other entities just to do some documentary. Those are the people who get some money. But you know, film being an expensive venture, you will actually need to put in a lot. So at times it is challenging if you put in a lot and you do not get anything. So people would rather they work for someone. But filmmakers are not supposed to be slaves. They're not meant to work for someone. It is an industry that's supposed to thrive on its own. Yes.
Okay.
Selling out stories. Yeah.
All right, now we are talking about Wenifima here.
Yes.
How does one become part of Wenifima? I could be having my film film production group, say, in Yumbe, where I come from specifically. I want to give that example so that nobody feels offended.
Okay.
I come from Yumbe, but I want to be part of Wenifima so that for the bigger picture of, say, you are in the city, you have more, the association has more interaction with people outside of West Nile region. So how do I become part of Wenifima in one way or the other as a filmmaker, as an actor, as a scriptwriter, and as somebody who is interested in the film industry? Okay,
thank you so much. First of all, you will have to express your interest by coming to our office. You pick a form, you fill. There are categories. You could be a company, a film company, or a producing studio, or you could be a director, you could be a producer, you could be an actor, you could be an actress, you could be a script writer, you could be a costume designer, you could be a makeup artist. You know, filmmaking, makeup is quite different from the makeup we do every day. So in those categories, you fill a form. And then there is, of course, being a member-led organization, we are also depending on local revenue. You will have to pay some fee to subscribe to the membership, which is 100,000 for companies, and it will come with your certificate. And then it is 50,000 for directors and producers. This is paid once in a year, actually once in a lifetime. Then after which, annually you will subscribe at only 20,000. Yes, but it comes with a lot of advantages. If you're a member, a company member associated with the Wenifima, or you are a producer or under any category licensed or associated with Wenifima. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's get back to now the film groups that filmmaking in Western region. In a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the performance of film makers in Western region? Let me start with you before I come to Asimwe. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate us at, I think, 4. Okay. Yeah, because there are many, there are quite many. There are about 20 that are under Wenifima currently, but there are those who do not even know about us yet. So we are yet who have not subscribed, who have not registered. Okay. But they are existing, or maybe they are waiting. You know, Africa, you first wait for something to happen, then feel like, oh, these guys were serious. Then they come on board. But yeah, we believe that with time we are going to be able to capture all of them. Yeah, and give them whatever is required for us to thrive in this industry. Okay, how are they performing generally? The performance is, I would say, like I rated it at 4. It's not very, very good. Of course, like I said earlier, a film company is supposed to make money on its own. But if you're going to be looking out for jobs to do for people, someone is supposed to look for you. You're supposed to be busy all the time. We can never run out of stories. This is our culture. These are our stories from the time we were born. The number of stories we've experienced, they are enormous. We can't even exhaust all of them. So I feel we are doing less. We should be doing more. But there are factors, I think, which we'll discuss later, that are causing us to do less instead of doing more. Okay. Yeah. All right. With the hard economic situation, Mr. Simwe, you do know that a film, for one film to come through, there's need for a screenwriter, a director, you know, a producer, a DOP, you know, stuff like that. A lot of things are involved with the hard economic situation. How does this come through? Do you think film industry will be able to go far in the region with the situation that we have here? Yes, I'm so optimistic that the film industry, with time, is going to pay off so much. Given the example with the Ugandan film industry in the Central, when you look at how it started,
you would really tell that there's a future ahead, because right now we have seen them participate in international awards. They have won international awards, but this is an industry that started from scratch. They just would so much depend on drama. So right now what we need to do is just to highlight more on how people are going to be benefiting from the industry, such that they are enriched with the hope. Right now what we need to do is to empower people, to enrich people with the hope that this film industry is something that can really pay off. It's a platform that can employ millions and millions of youth. So if people get to understand that aspect, automatically they will continue with sacrifice. Of course, right now, for anything to push up, you really need to begin with sacrifice. So people will build on sacrifice with the hopes that this industry will pay off. Yes, we understand the economic status is very hard now, but should we just fold our hands and allow this economic status to sit on us? Well, it might be because we never followed the right avenues for which we can make monies out of these industries. I am one guy who has been in the film industry for years and years. I think I first appeared in a movie in 2012.
12, yeah.
Yeah, 2012, that's when I appeared in a movie. And I remember when we made that project called Quick Money Sweetness under Fizori and our film industry.
Yeah.
After struggling to make that project, when we premiered it, we had a lot of returns. Only that people now focused so much on the money,
aspect, yes.
And gunfighting here and there. Yeah. And that's how it lost out. But if we kept assuming we kept on with that pace, where would we be right now? So that's the only thing that filmmakers need to understand right now, that we need to sacrifice, but the future is clearer. And through such associations, we are able to get funds, because there are so many sectors that are funding film industries, only that we have not given our visibility. We have not identified ourselves as filmmakers in West Nile. But through these associations, I think we're now taking steps, because recently we just attended some workshop that gave us a lot of exposure to the donors, or to the people who can invest in money in the film industry.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So do we have the brains to be able to do these various jobs that we talk about? I told you that there's need for a screenwriter, there's need for a director, there's need for people who are supposed to handle cameras, there's need for, actors and stuff. There's a lot. Film industry, one specific film could take even over 100 people, and that creates employment opportunity for them. Do we have these kind of people in this region?
Yeah, I have observed productions of some of our filmmakers who have been silently operating. You realize that people have knowledge in editing already. People have made good productions, and you look at a production and you're like, wow, I've seen people write very good stories. You look at somebody's story concept and you're like, this one is worth it. You look at people, cinematographers, that those people who are so good in that, but because the film industry has not gained so much in terms of visibility, people have now gone into applying those skills into other things. You find somebody now resort to maybe working on music videos, because I know if I work on a music video, I'm going to get the artists who are going to come, I shoot for them, I get some money within a few days. But if this knowledge that we have, the storage, I've interacted with a number of filmmakers around Arua.
Yes.
Actually, the moment I get to understand that so and so deals in filmmaking, I do all possible means to make sure that I get
interact
to this
with
person.
yes.
So I realize we have all these skills and abilities. We are only left with applying them in lifting the film industry. Yes.
All right. Now, Sanyu, still on the same matter. West Nile Filmmakers Association is now here. He's made mention of a number of people that are engaged in this, but they could not do it in a full scale because there are some gaps.
Yeah.
So what is Wenifima here to do as far as these issues are concerned?
Thank you. I will start on the issue you discussed with him about capacity.
Yeah.
The people, do they exist? To make a movie, a good quality, a TV standard, or something you could sell on international televisions, it takes a lot, yeah? So I also had a feeling that we need more skilling. We need capacity building.
Okay.
We need experience. We need training. So what Wenifima is going to do is to partner with with international film companies, at least to build capacity of those who will show interest that we are going to take this issue called film, actually the film industry, as a business, as a serious thing. So once you identify the people, it is always easier to lobby and get people to give us funds, to get us people who can come and train us to build capacity of people on the ground. For example, there are cameras that even you would not know where to start handling. There are equipments we've never seen. So for us to get to understand those things, or even some skills of editing, how to do certain things, we are yet to understand. But it all starts with us coming together and agreeing that, you know what, we need these skills. We are lacking something here. We can do this at a commercial rate and maybe create employment and involve a lot of youth in trying to solve society's problems by being the very actors, actresses, the ones doing the production. You know, when you involve youth in doing something, you're actually involving them in solving their own problems. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a break and we'll come right back to have more discussion on a number of these issues. And like the president of Western Filmmakers Association has said, there is a lot they want to do as far as Western film industry is concerned. We'll be able to look back and see how far we have come as a region as far as Western film industry is concerned. Let's take a break. We'll be coming right back. Kokoliriko live on Western TV.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
That is the sound of Star Times. Easter 2 billion sharing an upgrade. Yes! Free upgrade for both weekly and monthly subscriber. 2 billion shillings worth of subscription, school fees and Easter hampers for sharing. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and get upgrade to the next bouquet automatically. Amazing content this Easter season will bring a smile to every member of your family. Family telenovela such as The Brothers Season 2, entertaining and educative kids channels, and endless football live from the best leagues around the world. Enjoy the most affordable Easter entertainment on Star Times.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from the break. It is Kokoliriko live on West Nile TV. I still have the filmmakers from West Nile region with me. We're having a very extended discussion on film industry in West Nile region. Madam Sanyu, still on this matter, do we have the groups that are already making film that have subscribed to you, to Wenifima? Allow me call it in short, Wenifima already. Where do these groups come from? Do they come from all over West Nile region? What if I am in Gulu City and I want to subscribe to Wenifima because I see there are certain advantages that I could accrue by being part of Wenifima? Am I welcome? Maybe let's start with the number of people that have subscribed to Wenifima.
Thank you so much. Allow me to mention a few of those that are already our members. We have Seifotak, which stands for Sanyu Foundation Talent Academy. Okay. We have West Nile Film Club, which is based in Nebi.
West Nile Film Club is based in Nebi.
Yes, okay. It has a member of 5 filmmakers. Then we have Acro Media. This one is based in Kampala, but okay. The gentleman who owns it comes from Nebi. Then we have Nile Based Movies. They are here in Arua. We have.
I was watching a film by Nile Based Movies
Yes.
I think Nile-based movies, yes. They premiered 2 movies already this year.
They have a number of film projects, actually. Then we have Ukudemi. You all know what Ukudemi does. Mostly software engineering, but they also use videos to educate. During COVID time, I think we also how hard it was for us to access education. So they came in handy. They were teaching children actually through their recorded video programs. Then there is Aldi in Uganda. He's a member of the executive. He's also here in Arua. Then we have Aero Films in Paida. We have West Nile Host Hub in Terego. We have Benchmark Films here in Arua. We have Horizon Media. Then we have also Arts. We have Shakers Films. These are the guys in Kiriadongo, but they're also West Nilers from Nebi, actually from Pakwach. We have Omele Films in Nebi. We have Avas House of Production. This one also does, he also does music film production.
I think I acted under Avas House of, once,
Then there is Northgate Motion Media. These ones are in Kampala. We have many of them that are even acting on set now for TV broadcast. There are a number of series that Ronnie features on, especially that are screening on Pearl Magic Prime. Yes. So we have West Nilers who are already acting on set on TV international platforms, TV series that are going internationally.
All right. Have we, in one way or the other, tried to contact the services? Because one other issue that he had mentioned earlier on would be some gaps in knowledge. Have we tried to contact prominent West Nile filmmakers and actors, like one, Prince Okuyo Joel Atiku, and then Salvador Idringi? He's a comedian, but he knows about film. He knows about a number of things. He has acted in a number of films also. So have we tried to contact people like this to be able to help us spur us to the next level?
Yes, actually, I was talking about Ronnie. He's the one who has been very close to us. We've liaised with him on a number of things. The idea of forming an association for us to be able to voice our concerns to government and through other entities like MultiChoice actually came from him. And then, yes, we have a plan of visiting the prominent filmmakers that are West Nilers. But we've tried, of course, you know, people getting through them, it takes some time, but eventually...
Because they can also be busy. Yes. Film industry is a very busy
Eventually,
thing,
we are going to get to them. Eventually, when we do a film festival, we're going to invite all of them. We're going to meet with them face to face. They're going to tell us their experiences, and they're going to give us 1 or 2 words of motivation. I believe so.
So there's a plan of West Nile Film Festival?
Yes. Actually, one thing that has been lacking for us to thrive in this industry is if you look around, we've never had awards. You see people doing music awards. You see people doing awards for other arts and performing arts, but film has been left behind. It's more like there is no concentration on it. But if you look at other countries, there are film festivals, there are cultural festivals, there are film awards. So someone feels like, my contribution to the society is actually being recognized. So they are motivated. But if those other arrangements are not there, it kills morale.
This reminds me of 2 things. You will answer them one by one. The Arua district is organizing cultural festival, cultural gala, stuff like that. Are you part of this? Have you interested yourself as West Nile filmmakers to be part of this? Because culture can be best showcased in film. So the district, the government, the local government is organizing something like that. So are you in the know or stuff like that? So basically.
Thank you so much. That aspect of cultural gala, I think, is being promoted by Ministry of Tourism. So I am in partnership with the Tourism Office Arua, because we actually are part of tourism promotion.
In the country.
Yeah, film is a tool that has widely been known for promoting tourism and cultures. If you look at people today trying to dress like Nigerians, trying to speak like Nigerians, you see the lifestyle of Nigeria, even the way they greet their kings, the way they behave, it's kind of being adopted by most of Africans because they have put in a lot of money and effort and work to use film to promote their culture. So, and our own culture is when you wake up in the morning, you greet, you kneel, you know, we have some cultures that we can showcase to the world, but we have never had a platform to do it. So we're saying, can we do it using film? Can government, together with other stakeholders, adopt film as a tool for us to promote our own cultures, our own regions, you know?
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm saying is we are in partnership with Ministry of Tourism through the tourism officer here in Arua City. We've already been given a program to participate in the upcoming events. We believe we'll be able to motivate 1 or 2 stakeholders to also join in the promotion of film as a tool.
As a tool.
Yes.
All right. Simwe, let me come to you still on this same matter. Recently, Uganda Communications Commission held Uganda Film Festival, which was when they were awarding filmmakers, screenwriters, actors, and staff in Kampala. But no West Nile name featured in this festival. How would this speak about us as a region?
Yeah. Actually, talking about the visibility issue still, because that's why I feel we have a loophole. And for us to fix up that loophole is through what we have come up with, the Wendifima. Without the associations, it's very hard for you. Now, like she was talking about prominent names, like the Ronnies who are like representing us on those bigger platforms. And now, assuming there is no platform like Wendifima where we can have such connections, would remain where we are, or maybe where we were then. But through these associations, automatically, we are going to begin getting the attention of youth. I remember, I still refer you to the project that we made in 2012. I remember at one point, it got visible that UCC even had to organize a stakeholders meeting, filmmakers stakeholders meeting. In Arua. Yeah. And we were empowered, strengthened, we were taught so many things. That's why even they brought Okuyo to come and be part of this. But now when the unity was not there, or when the unity got diverted automatically, UCC had also to pull out. Okay. I mean, they even now forgot that we exist. Because I remember there was a promise that they made in that function, in that workshop that they organized, that they are going to organize, or they are going to include West Nile awards in the Uganda Film Festival, where they would nominate movies from West Nile region. Yes. But because the unity broke up at one point, that's why it ended, because there was no way we could get back to them to remind them that there's a promise they made of West Nile films having an award category in their in their organization. Yes. So if we had kept up that's why I always encourage the filmmakers that I always interact with, that we only need a voice, a single voice. True. And through an association like West Nile Filmmakers Association, we already have one voice. That's why you see different production houses, Nile Base, all are now coming as one, so that we are able to support even each other. There are times we hear another industries premiering, but other filmmakers are not in attendance. Yet in Kampala, when somebody is coming up with a project, you hear the Matt Bishis, the Kizito Samuels, all are there, different production houses come and support. Why? Because there is one voice already being brought. And that's why in the central, the film industry is really growing at a steady speed. Yes. All right. If we could keep on that, automatically we can get whatever we need. Yes.
All right. What are some of the mega challenges that the film industry in Western Nile region is facing? Let me start with Sanyu, then I come to Simwe on this.
Okay. Thank you so much. First and most striking would be the cost of production. Of course, you know the cost of equipment. For you to do a good movie, you will need very good cameras, and that comes at a very high cost. And then we have limited demand for local content. We've been crying to UCC to try and regulate local content, so that, for example, if UCC passed a policy that all local media should air 80% local content, like Nigeria did some time back.
But do we have the local content?
That is what I'm coming up to say.
Okay.
First of all, if I have produced projects in my laptop seated it has never screened, it has never been aired. Okay, someone wants to air it, but for free, yet it took me time and money, resources to produce it. So it becomes hard. I mean, it doesn't add up. But if maybe there was a regulation by the national body, like let local content take up most of the TVs and radios, our music would be on high demand. Our films and documentaries will be on high demand. So we'll get some money and get motivated to do more. But that is another challenge.
Okay.
That
I
there
hope
is
my
no
producer, you're
regulation.
listening.
There's no regulation. So you find
Please.
most of the TVs are doing international movies, you know, Chinese, Indian, whatever. So you ask yourself, are the Indians also watching Ugandan movies? Are the Chinese also watching anything that we
They watch a lot
produce?
of Nigerian movies.
Why can we become part of those Nigerian movies that they watch?
Okay.
That is what we are going to do to try and let government see the other side of promoting us. Because if we get work to do, definitely we have income and we're giving jobs for other people. And then, of course, the limitation of internet. For now, most of our productions are screened on internet, especially Your TV came up with an app where you can buy someone's movie and watch it. So there are so many people that are limited to accessing that because of internet. Then we have limited access to government facilities. This one would say, like, if I wanted to do a movie, let's say I want to do a movie promoting rights of women, I will need to give an example, a practical example of maybe a woman who can go to court and, you know, try to appeal for her rights. But for me to access the court halls of Uganda, there is a lot of bureaucracy. Even it's not going to be accepted. So
and that reminds me,
the
how
structures-
easy is it to access, say, police uniform, the army uniform, or even a gun
even if you wanted
to shoot a
act
movie here?
in the Uganda prisons, would it be that easy? For an individual, it is not. But for an organization, we say we are going to partner with government parastatals, like government agencies like Ministry of Tourism. We told them, look here, guys, if I'm going to put 2 chairs in my sitting room and say this is the courts of Uganda, and I do a movie, and it's viewed in US, in UK, and the rest of the world, they say, someone is going to say, so that is how the courts of Uganda look like.
How lousy they
At
look
the
like.
end of the day, it's not me who is shamed, but it's the nation. So how am I going to promote the country when you cannot allow me to access the facilities that I can broadcast to the world? You see, America thrives its military on movies. They are so big that in the U.S. Army there is a whole department of film.
I remember during the Vietnam War, they actually used the film to win the war. They were almost losing, but they used the film industry to promote, to encourage the citizens to join the army, and then they won the war.
Thank you so much. So you see what film can do. It's basically to motivate. It has a lot of influence. Yes. So today, if you want to speak to a young person, the young people have turned off talk shows. They're going to listen to music. They're going to be watching movies. If they don't find the local ones to watch, they will go to the international ones. So if you're going to communicate to anybody today, you have to package the information or the knowledge or the message inside the film project for you to communicate it. If I wanted to educate people about HIV, about how dangerous it is, you're not going to speak to me now. I'll just listen to me like a story, a hearsay. But if I'm going to do a film project and showcase how exactly somebody out of a careless lifestyle ended up dying of HIV, that one is never going to leave another person's brains. It is so visual that it has a higher impact of remaining in someone's mind. So we are trying our best to promote this tool. So we are asking for government to stand with us and to promote film. Of course, the issue of copyrights and piracy, these are the challenges that we really need to come together to solve. Alone, you cannot achieve anything.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. As we're still on this, probably are there some tangible solutions to these issues that we are making mention of? But let's start with some of the challenges that we face. She was talking of the makers as a general, but we have the screenwriters. Do we have people with this kind of knowledge? I had asked you this question earlier on, and do we have aspects of directors and the rest? What are some of the tangible, challenges that they are facing in the process of making film in the region?
Yeah, in addition to what Sanyu has just aired out, I've most times observed a number of challenges from financial issues, because without money you can't make movies. But we can start as starters. Our greatest challenge has always been that we want to do something at a level of Hollywood. And when you're already trying to put yourself into a shoe that you cannot manage,
And Hollywood probably is 200 years old or 100 and plus years
it
old.
becomes very hard.
Yep.
And we also fear being criticized. Yes, we have a lot of criticism. Actually, that has been our greatest challenge. A lot of criticisms. You make a project, somebody will not focus on your storyline. Somebody want to look at those technical areas, you understand? The person wants so much. Yes, we love criticism, but when for a growing industry or a growing organization, we need to motivate more. If we are criticizing, it should be a positive criticism. You say, hey, you
With
guys,
tangible solutions.
yeah, with tangible solutions. You guys, I think if you had used a boom microphone to record your sound, it would have been a classic sound. So there we shall know, yes, I think next time we're going on set, we need to look for what?
A boom.
A boom mic. Now, inadequate knowledge in marketing, that has always been a very great challenge.
True.
That's why you see, if you move around, you will collect a lot of West Nile movie made that are made just within West Nile. But they cannot be marketed. They cannot be taken further. Why? Because we lack knowledge. You know, filming is a process. You find after post-production, there's pre-production, there's marketing, where we also have distributors. And when you look at filming, that area alone, you realize that it's not a one-man, one-army kind of a business that you can run. If you don't incorporate with other people or other organizations, it becomes very hard for you to come up with whatever you want. Because after production, you need distributors.
True.
You need people who are going to be, but for us here, what we know is like we do for our music. When you produced, you now begin giving to libraries, play for me. But people who are professional, who have skills in how these movies are marketed, they do it in the best way, and it also gives returns to these people to make more movies. So inadequate knowledge in marketing these movies has always been a very great challenge that we have faced. Disunity. Yes, we do not have the resources, but if we got united, somebody has a camera, somebody has a reflector, somebody has a boom mic. I call Avas, I say, Avas, I have a project, I have a camera, but can you help me with your boom mic? You understand? So we have always wanted to stand independently. Avas wants to be alone, Horizon wants to be alone, Afriwood wants to be alone. So at the end of the day, you realize, maybe even if Afriwood has all the equipment, maybe somewhere Simo will help in marketing.
Thank you.
Since he's a journalist. You understand?
Yes.
So if we created this teamwork, automatically we would be handling all those issues, even when we don't have what? The finances. We have business people. Business people can even invest in, but they look at it like something that cannot give out. You know, a businessman thinks money. And I don't know whether it is our business people here where they want to see money instantly. That when I invest here, I'm going to get instantly. Now I film, they're first going to produce, I'm going to do this, again, premieres, stuff like that. So when we organize stakeholders meetings, we should be able to address all those issues, like how a movie industry also depends on business people, and the business people depend on the film industry, how they can benefit from the film industry. So this unity, if we work on that, automatically we shall go far. Actually, it's also one solution that I think can take us ahead. We also have a great challenge of low levels of organization. It's now that we are trying to know that it has been a factor that has contributed to the failure of the film industry. Because no donor, trust me. I've been in the film industry actually within West Nile and outside. Have interacted with one of the biggest names you hear in Uganda, the Matubishis, physically. And there's a lot that I go to understand, that no donor will invest in his money or her money when you're not organized. These things I was saying, I am a Simwe, I have a movie here, I want to maybe preach this. They will will not give you. But if you have connections, you are organized, you are registered, you are, a donor will find it easy to invest in his money. So it has been one thing that has kept us from growing, a very big challenge for us creating in those elements of organization. But now that we are trying to reorganize us, but there are already people who are thinking money-wise, and that's a very big challenge. Because these guys are just organizing this thing to eat money. So when you have that attitude already beginning to come in, automatically, there is already disunity. But if we all looked at this thing as a way forward, to us having our movies go far, to us having that mode of also telling our stories. By the way, we have so many stories. We might even end up giving our stories to other people to act them. Why? Because we are not giving ourselves platform to tell these stories. We are disunited, we are not organized, we are doing that. Each and every time there's something that comes up, we are thinking about money. Yet at this stage, at this infant stage, we need to attach a lot of sacrifice and we need to keep pushing with the little resources that we have.
Okay. All right.
Just to add
please,
on his...
just in 1 minute time, before we go for break, please.
Thank you. To add on his challenge of being, suggestion of being organized, there is a procedure that is followed, that is required by UCC before your film actually goes for national viewing or for public viewing. You are supposed to get a rating for your film. That is one aspect that we do not know in West Nile. After producing a film, I just quickly rush to YouTube and broadcast it. That is illegal. There is a law governing film production. You're supposed to, if I did a film for HIV/AIDS, I'm supposed to get it reviewed by Uganda AIDS Commission for them to see that this can be consumed and it is okay for public view or for educating the public before it goes to Uganda Media Council for it to get rating and then it goes out for public viewing. So that other aspect of getting organized is trying to know the right procedure of working. Yes. Okay.
All right. We'll take a break and we shall be coming right back with Kokoliriko live here on West Nile TV. I still have my guest with whom we're discussing film industry in West Nile region. We'll take a break and we shall be coming back. And when we get back here, we'll be able to conclude our discussion. Good morning.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Chinayu chinyumira. Whether it is Katogo, Chikomando, Rolex Majasa to Nyambisi. Man, wherever I am, I enjoy Chinayu with your TV channels on my phone.
Enjoy a new world of entertainment with over 80 TV and radio channels, plus movies from wherever you are. Download the YoTV Channels app from your app store and enjoy 30 days of free streaming with MTN.
YoTV Channels, the power is in your hand.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
It is Kokoliriko live on West Nile TV. My name is Opingopi Yusuf and Abati. I have my guests here with whom we're discussing film in West Nile region. And as we conclude, probably I want us to look at some of the tangible plans that you have. But before we go to the plans, how much have you involved the stakeholders in film making in West Nile region? Maybe I can start with Asimwe, then I come to you. Please, Asimwe.
I would say at this stage we are still a new infant organization. True. Because we are still sitting that we are still like in that position where we want to begin implementing some of these there's action points that we already have developed. Yeah, one thing we need to do right now, or concentrate on so much, is to first organize ourselves very well. Bring all these which of course we are almost, I would say 80% have achieved. We have achieved that already 80% because most of the organizational filmmaking industries within West Nile have already come together. So from there, that's when we are now going to begin getting out today the stakeholders. And for us to make the stakeholders understand that is something that can benefit both of us is by clearly telling them how, like empowering them or enriching them with knowledge on how this can actually work out for both of us. But if they don't know, it becomes very hard for us also to involve them. So we have some of those plans of engaging them through so many things.
Okay. But you say the number of them do not know. One of the stakeholders we're talking about here is the media, the TV, the radio stations and stuff. What level of involvement have you had with them? Probably.
Media, for example, right now we are here at West Nile TV. It's already one of those strategies we're trying to implement. Going through the media as a stakeholder. We also have other areas where we're going to have a number of talk shows. I know at least almost most of the media houses around have youth programs. We are a team of youth, much as we also have the other category. The beauty with the filming is it cuts across. True. Yeah, we can be a team of youth who have come together to push a dream. But automatically we have those programs of the youth that we can speak to, and then we even get more of those. We identify who are our potential stakeholders and how do we reach them. So at this stage, that's what we are trying to organize, and we're going to implement them slowly by slowly until we reach there. Because it's not something we can achieve in one day. They also always say in the Bible that Rome was not
built in a day.
So we're not going to rush so much, but we're going each and every time. We know we have our vision, we have our mission, we have all those things. So slowly by slowly, going to pass through.
Okay, all right. So let me come to, yes, if you can add on that, and also what plans you have for the development of the industry as a whole in the region, please.
Okay, I will start by first of all talking about the stakeholders. We are at the stage of initiating talks with all stakeholders that we feel should be involved in adopting film as a tool. I have this feeling like film should be widely used as a tool across all walks of life. When you look at religious institutions, film can be used to preach the gospel. It will even reach far and wide in areas where maybe people are unable to come to church physically, or someone is feeling discouraged, depressed or something. You can motivate them using a film. We have, in families, we have marriage issues. There are films that have been done that have helped some people change their lives.
Aspect of drug abuse,
yes.
Leaving that out. A lot of that happens here.
A lot. In schools, how can you adopt film as a tool for education? How can you adopt film as a tool for promoting cultures, tourism, for a lot of things? So you see, film cuts across. But the mindset about film in West Nile has been largely negative. So what we are going to do is, first of all, approach cultural institutions, try and tell them, hey guys, look here, we can promote our cultures. Where are the things we used to do, like Gaze, like Aguara? Where are they? They are gone. How are we going to preserve and keep those things? What is going to become of us if our culture gets depleted completely or phased out? We need to find a medium to store them. And this is one other aspect to motivate people to continue doing cultural dances, those traditional, those traditions that we once believed in, that are the things that identify us people of West Nile. We cannot just adopt another culture and forget who we are. We have to have a history, and how to store it is by using film. So we'll talk to the cultural institutions, we'll talk to Allure Kingdom, we'll talk to Lugbara Kari, we'll talk to all these traditional settings.
The Madi and also the Kakwa. Yeah.
Thank you. Then we will, I think we have plans of establishing film clubs in villages, and schools. Of course, that is a way of you're going to try and tell parents. Actually, first we have to go to communities and tell parents, when your child acts, it doesn't mean that they're going to actually be the people they have acted in the movie. I can use myself to educate someone else.
If I act a dead man, it doesn't mean I'm going to die.
Honestly, that is another thing that has been actually a big hindrance because of the perception in the society that film people are immoral and my child is going to be spoiled. I don't want my child to be into films. No. How can you be a graduate and then you do film for a living?
Maybe if I showcase, if I act a prostitute, and they will say I'm promoting prostitution.
Or if I wanted to teach someone
I'm becoming one.
About HIV and then I acted the HIV positive and they say, even in real life people are going to say, kumbe so has been HIV positive. We didn't know. So that is it. So mindset change is one thing we have to take as a role to try and change people's mindsets about film. Then of course you can preach the good aspects for them to welcome it and start to consume it. Of course we have an aspect of film that is called community, not journalism, but where you showcase, you take a projector and you put off a sample film in the village.
When we used to grow up, there used to be Deguna moving with Jesus film in December, that kind of thing. It's one thing we enjoy while growing up.
Mobile cinemas. I take the films Athens has done, or what I have done, or maybe Horizon Media, or any other house, production house. I take it to a trading center, I let people watch. Then I ask their opinions, you get feedback.
About our film.
Guys, do you think we can do this? Can you be an actor? Can you be an actor? Can we train you? Do you think you can do this for a living? Yeah, that's it. We're going to get them involved. First of all, they'll first appreciate what you've done, and then say like, I think we can. We are actually not very badly off. We can do this. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So our time is fast spent, and probably we should be able to conclude our discussion in the next 2 minutes. Let me start with Simwe. Just your last words. The president will be able to conclude, please.
Yes, dear viewers who are watching us, like Sanyu said, we really need to change the mindset. We need to understand. We need to move away from understanding filming as a platform for entertainment, but rather we need to look at it as an avenue for educating, for informing, and as well as generation of incomes into our pockets. The industries that are developed right now employ millions and millions of people. There's a lot that government is even getting from a lot of those established industries. So if we can organize ourselves and leave our indifferences, these fights can take us nowhere.
True.
Actually, fights have been one of the things that have hindered most organizations from going. So let us embrace this. Let's support this idea. Let's move on with filmmaking and make it rise to the marks that we need it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Sanyu. Doris, as you conclude your concluding remarks.
Thank you so much. My concluding remarks are basically going to be to government. I'm asking government to kindly come in and look at film as a venture to eradicate poverty, to empower young people, to promote a lot of things in this country. If we had structures like theaters, if we had film vans, if we had quality equipments, I think we would go far. So we cannot do this on our own. We need support from private sector, we need support from government, and then we need support from people who have talent. Come out, showcase your talent, and use it to change another person's life.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And dear viewer, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. These are filmmakers. They are in Western Nile region making film, by the way, if you hadn't known about it. A lot of Nigerians who are known, who keep moving throughout the world. I heard yesterday that Clint the Drunk is supposed to come to Arua. And had it not been for film, we would have not known about this gentleman.
Very
isn't
true.
it?
Very
and so, well, here we are. Let's embrace film. Let's make money through film. Of course, it involves everyone, every category of age, and that is film industry. We'll be proud to have a flourishing West Nile film industry. Good morning, stay well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless you, I'm out of here.